Hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to our English lesson. Today, our lesson is transferring information into other forms. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand how to transfer information into other forms. Let's do this activity and see what transferring information is. Who do you see here? This is Chitsara Prematilaka. Let's read the short description about Chitsara Prematilaka. I am Chitsara Prematilaka. I am 13 years old. I was born on 22nd May 2007. I live in number 2, Dehiwala Road, Maharagama. I attend to Araliya College in Colombo 4 and I am in grade 8. My father is Malinda Prematilaka and my mother is Tilini Prematilaka. You may have seen what is given about Chitsara Prematilaka. Chitsara Prematilaka's friend is Kehan. Kehan is a member of the Young Readers Club. Kehan wants Chitsara to join the club too. Read the description about Chitsara Prematilaka and fill the registration form. Now see how Kehan has filled the information form. He has taken the information from the paragraph to fill the registration form. Look at the two formats. The first format is a paragraph. The second format is the registration form. Kehan was able to get the information to fill the registration form. That is what transferring information is. From the first format, you get information to another format. Now, in both the formats, everything about Chitsara Prematilaka is included. Although they are in two different formats, everything about Chitsara Prematilaka is included in both the formats. Now let's see how the information is transferred from the first format to the second format. The name, Chitsara Prematilaka. Date of birth, you can find it in the first format and in the second format as well. The date of birth, 22nd March 2007. The age, 13 years. Address, number 2, Dehiwala Road, Maharagama. Grade 8. The school, Araliya College, Colombo 4. Father's name, Malinda Prematilaka. The date and the signature has been included at the end of the registration form. This is how you transfer information from one format to another. Let's do another simple activity and see how information is transferred to another form. What do you see here? It is a tree, yes, but it is not just a tree. It is a family tree. My family tree. You find another tree here. This is Nethmi Dharmasena's family tree. Nethmi Dharmasena's eldest daughter has got some homework from school. She wants her mother to help her with it. Nethmi helps her daughter to fill the family tree. Ekmali, Nethmi's daughter, wants to include her grandfather, her aunt, her uncles, everybody in the family tree because their relationship is very close. First, you need to copy the family tree to your notebook so that we will read the description. While we are reading, we can fill the names of the members of the family tree. Let's move on to the next slide. This is what Nethmi has to say about her family. My father is Deepal Dharmasena and my mother is Merlin Pereira. They are teachers. I have a brother named Hasun. I got married to Dushan Namalsiri. Dushan's parents, Upali Namalsiri and Vinita Sugatapala, are very good friends of my parents. Dushan and I have 3 kids. They are Ekmali, Santuli and Manuja. Hasun, my only brother, got married to Anuki Jayasinghe, but they have no kids. We all live together happily as one big family, and we love each other a lot. Right. Read the paragraph again carefully and fill in the blanks. Write the names of the family members in the family tree. You'll get a few seconds for this activity. Now, let's look at the answers. Deepal Dharmasena and Merlin Pereira have 2 kids, Hasun Dharmasena and Nethmi Dharmasena. Nethmi Dharmasena is married to Dushan Namalsiri. Nethmi and Dushan together have 3 kids. They are Santuli Namalsiri, Ekmali Namalsiri and Manuja Namalsiri. Dushan Namalsiri's parents are Upali Namalsiri and Vinita Sugatapala. Nethmi's brother Hasun Dharmasena is married to Anuki Jayasinghe, but they don't have kids. Right. Hope you have got all the answers correct. If you haven't written the answers properly, please write them now. We have another activity at hand. Now here it is another form of transferring information. Now, who do you see here? He is a very famous person in the world. He is none other than Alexander Graham Bell. He was the inventor of the telephone. It is because of Sir Alexander Graham Bell we are using the modern hand phone and the smartphones today. Let's look at the activity. Here you find a simple, short biography about Alexander Graham Bell. On one side, you see the summary of the character. By reading the paragraph, you have to find the information about Alexander Graham Bell. You need to find the name, the date of birth, the place of birth, names of parents, name of the wife, countries lived, invention, date of the first call, recipient of the first call, the date and the place of his death. As you have copied the numbers in your notebook, let's read the passage once. Alexander Graham Bell was born on 3rd March 1847 in Edinburgh, Scotland. He was born to Alexander Melville Bell and Eliza Grace Simons. In 1865, the family moved to London in England. In 1870, again the Bell family emigrated to Canada. A year later, Bell moved to America. He married to Mabel Hubbard. He became interested in science of sound because both his mother and wife were deaf. He invented the telephone and made the first telephone call on 15th January 1915. He called Thomas Watson from New York City. Watson was in San Francisco. He was a teacher, inventor, a scientist and an advisor. He died on 2nd August 1922 in Nova Scotia, Canada. Now children, you may get a few seconds to fill the information in your information sheet. Hope everybody has completed the activity by now. Let's look at the answers. Now here, only one part of the passage is given. The answers have been highlighted for your convenience. The first information that you need to fill is the name. The name Alexander Graham Bell. The date of birth, 3rd March 1847. The third information, place of birth. As given in the passage, it is Edinburgh, Scotland. 4. Names of parents, Alexander Melville Bell and Eliza Grace Simons. The last piece of information, the name of the wife, Mabel Hubbard. Now let's go to the second part of the activity. Now here we are going to find the countries Alexander Graham Bell lived. As you all can see, the countries are highlighted for your convenience. You can easily find the countries from the passage. First, he was born in Scotland, that is one country. Then the whole family moved to London, England, that is the second country. Then the Bell family emigrated to Canada, the third country. A year later, Bell moved to America, the fourth country. Now, as you can see, children, he has lived in 4 countries in his life. The last part of the activity. Here, we are focusing on the last 5 questions in the information sheet. Number 7, invention, the telephone. Number 8, date of the first call. It is given as 15th January 1915. The recipient of the first call, Thomas Watson. It is written in green. Number 10, he died on 2nd August 1922. The place is mentioned as Nova Scotia, Canada. Now children, I hope you have got all the answers correct. If you haven't written them correct, please write them now by looking at the paragraph. Now children, let's do another interesting activity related to transferring information. This activity must be familiar to you. This is taken from your textbook. This is from pages 44 and 45. You find 4 animals in the picture. By reading the descriptions about these animals, you have to fill the grid given below. The grid has to be filled with the name of the animal. Do you know what a habitat is? A habitat is a place where an animal lives. Habitat, the reason for it being endangered. Now, today we are going to discuss only about 2 animals from here. They are the polar bear and the lion. Let's read about polar bears. Polar bears live across the Arctic in Canada, Alaska, Greenland, Russia, Denmark and Norway. They are the first animals to be threatened because of global warming. They need a cold climate, snow and ice of the Arctic regions to survive. When the snow and ice in the polar regions melt, these animals lose their natural habitat. Scientists say that polar bears are in danger of becoming extinct in about 50 years. This is about the polar bear. By reading the paragraph, you need to fill the grid with information about the name of the animal, the habitat, and the reason for it being endangered. You'll get a few seconds to give the answers for this grid. Now, let's read about lions. Lions were wide-ranging animals. In the past, they wandered freely in Africa, Asia, Europe, and India. Now they are confined to Africa and to a small area in India. Loss of habitat, loss of prey, and sport hunting have made this majestic animal endangered. Scientists warn that if these activities are to continue, African lions could very well be extinct by 2050. Now it is time for you to answer the question. You will get a few seconds to write the answers. Hope you have filled the information in the grid. Let's look at my answers. For your convenience, as in the earlier activities, the answers have been written in bold type. The name of the animal, the polar bear. The habitat. Polar bears live across the Arctic in Canada, Alaska, Greenland, Russia, Denmark, and Norway. For the habitat, you have to write all the names where the polar bears live. There are two reasons given for it being endangered. One is global warming, the other one is melting the snow and ice in the Arctic regions. Hope you have successfully answered the questions. Now let's talk about the lions. The name of the animal, lion. The habitat is Africa, Asia, Europe, and India. You have 4 countries to write in this column. The reason for it being endangered. In blue, there are 3 reasons given: loss of habitat, loss of prey, sport hunting. Now, the other 2 animals have to be completed as homework. The information about the blue whale and the elephant have to be filled at home as homework. Now we have come to the end of today's English lesson. Let's meet again in another English lesson like this. Goodbye, everybody.